Select your hero.
Oh, and we started. Crap. In the middle of a game. Yeah, I'm gonna die soon. Welcome to back if you were here before to the University of New Haven varsity game. We crap, I gotta switch screens. Give me a second.
Setting my equalizer to absolute destruction.
We should begin.
See if I can lose this fight. Not on purpose.
Oh yeah!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Enemies choking the fight.
There, and I lost. Okay. Switch screens.
Enemy
Alright.
spotted. Amp up your team.
So we have Monclover on Lucio. Do a few things. Do. Sorry about this. Alright. We have Point Blank on Tracer. Ooh, that's actually a good pick. Tracer and Lucio are two deadly people who do very wow, English sentence. Knight is on Kiri. Tracer and Lucio are two good picks because they do not the same amount of damage, but really deadly damage up close, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, coffee is still getting on my mind. Ooh, we're back on Hazard. This honestly seems like the most popular pick today because both JV and Varsity have had a lot of Hazard as their tank today, but then also the enemy team has also had a lot of Hazard today. I haven't kept up with the buffs or nerfs, but I'm going to say I'm pretty sure he got a really good buff. In which I'm surprised no one was using him before because he is a great character to do both not versatile damage or movement. He's the movement because of his dash in, dash out, but he does have a really good kit for for really good movement and really good what's the word? Quick draw, I guess. And he also has a really good block, so like his damage, movement, and basically like quick swipes all make him like a deadly player. So I'm pretty sure. I'm surprised no one has played him before, which I mean, I don't know why that surprises me, but it shouldn't.
Or are we walking left again?
Well, I think we just got accidental mics from them. Crap. Sorry. Still trying to figure something out. Alright. Does look like UNH is holding their ground with this fight here. Spread apart between... Ooh. Their Genji is low. It is smart for him to grab that because none of his healers are alive. Ooh, they have a Lucio on point? I would not have left Lucio on point solo. Alright. Okay, we're super good. I don't know who we're spectating. We are back on Point Blank on Tracer. Alright, ooh. Wait, is that out? They are. They're playing Orisa. That's not a bad character. Orisa has always been the GOAT in this game. Mainly because of her... I want to say mainly because of her shield, but also because she could just tank the damage quicker. That doesn't make sense. Anyways. It does seem like UNH is gonna... I'm not gonna jinx them until after it happens. It does look like there is... Oh, and there's the leg. It does seem like, ooh, I was gonna say they were gonna get the point there. Snap the hell out of Lucy off that map. It does look like the enemy team is pushing up and making sure that the UNH doesn't get the point. which is working so far, actually. They've pushed Hazard and Curie away from the point. Most of their team is resetting and coming back, but they're going to be attacking from a different angle. In which, and the UNH gets the point. I honestly, ow, sorry, I'm trying to focus.
It's looking like a revolution.
基
If we do this right, they won't even know what happened.
Five, four, three, two, one. Round two. Capture the objective.
And they are back off. They are playing the same team comp, but this time with a Genji. Although I'm pretty sure I completely ignored the Genji last time. I did. No, I didn't. Because he was going for the heals. Anyways, looks like UNH is making up their point. Making their way to the point and hoping that the enemy team does not catch them off guard. Although they did catch Hazard off guard. Ooh. Honestly, if they kept going for the Hazard, they would have gotten the kill. Ironically, they just went back to point, which surprised me. Because usually if you have the tank halfway to critical, you want to secure the kill. I'm surprised they didn't. Unless they didn't have that much movement or tech to go finish off that kill. But it did seem like since they went back to the point, it made our tank basically go back and get the health. Which I'm pretty sure going back to the point and grouping up like that was not the best option. Mainly because UNH has mostly damage, and a lot of that damage is based off of how many people are close together with Hazard and Lucio, which could really damage. Which could really damage the enemy team. It does look like they take out the enemy Tracer here while she was blinking back and forth, not knowing where to go. She's, yeah. Ooh, Point Blank does really take care of their healers and the other DPS right there. Making sure all of them are close up together so that you could use his block that basically shreds the enemy team. Which, again, his kit is mainly about doing multiple damage, just like Junker Queen, on multiple people at the same time, which honestly works really well. The Tracer is trying to go for another flank here, but is being kept up by our Tracer. Kiri and Hazard here are making sure the enemy team can't push forward. It does look like they did get up to the point, which is surprising. I don't know how they got past everyone, but Arissa's dead. UNH has most of their ults, which haven't been fully used yet. Yeah, we have 4 out of 5. Sorry, 3 out of 5. Oh, and here comes Blade. Ooh, Blade and Hazard's ults are coming out here, making sure the enemy team is not staggered, but yet stuck in one section of the map while Blade is slicing through everyone. All right, it does look like the enemy team... the enemy team did get the point here. Someone did get... 2 people got through in the Tracer. Makes sense for Tracer to get through, because she's a tricky little one that could basically either blink forward or back up in time. Does look like Hazard is going out for the healers here, so the enemy team has no one to basically help them with the team fight. And so far it's going towards UNH's moves right here, but both of their healers and DPS have been taken out, so they have to back up a little bit. Well, only one healer, because Kiri's right there. Ooh, it does seem like... Tracer is coming around for the flank, making sure UNH is staggered a little bit. It does seem like the enemy team is catching up with the point, as they are now at 50%. One of their DPS is down as and Hazard gets their tank killed. They have pushed back the enemy team, so hopefully this is this is not a victory, a round point victory for UNH. What is it? University of New Haven 1, Lesley Black home 0. Sorry. Is that Lesley Black home? No, that's the home and away. Never mind. And we are now on to the second game out of 5. Well, it's best out of 5. So it's either the second game out of 3 or out of 5 or 4. And we are back to stream. Okay, hold on, give me a second.
Now
Where
entering
is self?
King's Row.
There it goes.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
And looks like we are. The game hasn't fully started. Beat that.
Affection, we build a new world. A peaceful reality is within our reach.
I wish I could.
Alright, it does look like we are playing Sim, and I'm pretty sure I'm on. Yeah, Sim, Ana, Widow, Lucio, and Hazard again. Okay. That's actually not a bad team comp for. Let's see, yeah, this is King's Row. King's Row is very popular today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commences.
Alright, and we are out. Aha. Alright, forgot where I should be for my mic. Alright, and UNH is. Ooh, how Hazard could sit there? Alright, you learn everything new when you're watching the pros. Alright, and UNH does look like they are going not fully around, but they're going around enough to make the damage and push the enemy team off the point, which you never want to happen. Although, oh, they could have totally blocked Roadhog in that room there. Anyways, wow, they are like holding that point there. They're like soft positions for the enemy team. The enemy team is now coming from the defense side, and UNH is coming from the enemy side, which is ironic because their spawns are there. But it's funny because they swapped roles completely. But you know, they still have to capture the point. But anyways, that worked out really well. And now UNH will get the spawn point basically right behind themselves, rather than around the corner. Alright. Oh, they have Soldier too. Whoops. I didn't even acknowledge that. Oh, and Tracer. Okay, so they swapped. So they did that for the portal and then swapped off. Okay. Actually makes sense. Because it helps you push forward. Tracer here. Who's... Oh, Sombra. I was like, what? Tracer is... Ooh. Kills the McCree. Ooh, blocks the hook with the wall there. That's actually not that bad. Although, if I was the Hog, I would not keep pushing forward. Oh, I thought your full team. There you go. Your team's there, and now you get the damage off on their tank. Well, enemy... UNH's tank. I'm like doing it as like if I'm commentating for all of them. Yeah, why not? I will say... Hold on. Does look like the enemy team used up most of their ults in that one team fight just to win. Which, if you have to do that, it doesn't look well. But UNH is going up against the a team comp that does more damage with their ults than combined utility, unless you could spread the team out into like groups of 1 or 2. It does seem like the Tracer is keeping the enemy backline a little... not tipsy, but like on their feet. Ooh, UNH really does get a hold of their tank there, spreading the backline back, so their healers and their DPS are now backing up because their entire tank is gone. Although they could have made their stand without their tank, they just don't have the utility to do it. While UNH is making sure they have all of that information viable and using it to their advantage. Yep, Tracer is keeping everyone on their toes. How did that hook go off? Oh, we're all right. Spectating third person. All right, Anna's is really good position here. To the point where she has enough cover to keep herself alive, and enough open area to heal her team, which is not terrible. It's actually really good.
Party time, let's go!
It does seem like UNH is pushing up really well here, keeping the enemy team on their toes while also pushing the payload. Hazard is above, causing chaos for the enemy team while they can't even reach him. I don't even think they have a character that could, except for Roadhog with his hook, but even still, no one else on the enemy team could get to him unless they swap off. Ooh, it does seem like the Lucio on our team does get a little hook and whack. Oh, he is still up there. That's fucking awesome. That language, my bad. Still learning. Second stream, well, third stream. It does seem like someone did switch off to make the hazard jump down from the distance. He is also nanoed, which could give him a lot of utility and damage for his kit. Yep, he is clearing the battlefield. Spreading. Ooh, their tank really got spread into the backline of the enemy team. Does not look good for him right now. It looks like he is going to go down while his team is now open for grabs. Yep, UNH can now push in because they don't have a tank to worry about. Although they do have Sombra, because she does have her. She could have her ult right now, which could shut down UNH's utility all around. In which I'm pretty sure that's what they're trying to prepare for, while also making sure there's not too much damage going around. It does seem like the tank is back. UNH backing up a little bit, making sure. Yep, the tank is back. UNH is backing up, making sure no one could die who doesn't need to die, while also making sure everyone is healthy. It does seem like Anna is aware of all of the angles that the team could come from, making sure before they move forward they don't get anyone killed. Does seem like UNH is putting their ults to use here, while also shutting down the McCree and Kiri, which secures them a lot of time to push the point, but it also doesn't give the enemy time. That gives the enemy time to stop the push, in which they got 60 seconds to stop it, but they don't have that many meters to stop, in which at any point if they do accidentally step off, it is game for them. Or if someone dies, it is game for them, in which it does look like Hazard is keeping the enemy team at bay while they are securing that payload victory. At least the first point of it. And it looks like this is, yep, a victory, round 1. Now it's time to defend. I have no voice. Where is my water? Actually, I gotta open up 2 things.
We're here to be heard.
It does. Okay, so I opened up the streams on Twitch. It does look like the bot who was there, the comments were taken care of, in which I just wanted to check real quick
Leave a winner or in a
because it was like there's no moderation on the Twitch and comments and bots who could like either follow or comment in which on both streams was this not the same bot but the similar type of stuff in which was like, hey, tell me your tips and tricks or uh more, and here's my Discord, and that's like a bot kind of thing which you don't want that kind of interaction, but at least it's interaction. All right, it does look like the the enemy team is going for the little house build right here, in which it's easy to get stuck into because there's only 3 exits. One main exit that the enemy team is coming from, in which they can totally attack from and exit through to 2, but it's very hard for them to exit out of the 1 because if you have both doors blocked off by UNH, you're basically signing yourself up for death. In which it did look like they signed themselves up for death and backed up. Does seem like does seem like they did switch to Diva, which is a good counter to Malga because sorry, because she could eat up or mitigate all of the bullets there. Knight with these sleeps on the divas lately is insane because it's like the same area from last stream that he got the sleep off on. Does seem like their DPS is coming around. Put both McCree and oh my god, Brigida did get taken care of here. Does seem like Kiri is gone, but not the Sombra. So Sombra could be running around right now. While UNH has no clue. Oh. Does seem like UNH is holding up their point though, making sure no one could come in. I don't even think the enemy team. Yeah, the enemy team hasn't even touched yet, or if they have, they hasn't counted because UNH has been on it as well. Ooh. Ooh. Does seem like the enemy team is touching right now. Is that with? Yep, Sombra. Sombra and Trace. Nope, Sombra and Kiri both touching the point. Ooh. Diva did use her ult. Did she get anyone? She got the Malgua challenge gate. Honestly, it's Cage. It's Cage. Yep. Point blank with their little stuffy. I don't know what that's from. Does seem like ooh. Does seem like UNH is holding up here. In which they only have 50 seconds, well, 55 seconds left to go to hold, which anything could change in the 50 seconds. But if, oh my god, what's it called? Lesley Black Esports wants to do anything, they would have to change up a few characters or a few playstyles here. Or combine ults, just so they could get the point and at least have a fighting chance. It does seem... Ooh, did they get her out of her mech yet? Seems like she's out of her mech now and she is dead. There goes Diva. Alright, who is up there? With 15 seconds left, I'm pretty sure the enemy team can't do much for a point-based victory right here. Yep. Unless it goes into overtime. And it's overtime. Sombra secure that overtime for their team right here. But everyone's popping their ults that have been basically not pent up, but like built up. Making sure there's a fighting chance. But it does look like this is another victory for UNH. Really crap. Sorry. Didn't even realize we were back. Ooh. No, this is a good map. God, I don't have to remember its name. I just love it. I always vote it. I do like this map mainly because of its pushes. Not pushes, but it's it's a push map. But it's ways to get around basically. It's better than Calicio or Calicio. I honestly forgot how to pronounce that game map. Damn. Um but no, this one gives more of a versa not versatile. I don't know why I keep using that word. This map actually gives you more ways to actually play, rotate, so that you're either back to your team quicker or you're thrown off the enemy team on a very wild goose chase. In which the goose chase is always fun to watch or experience, depending on if you like to be chased. Which no one in this game ever does. Anyways. Does look like UNH is holding their front line, making sure the enemy team can't push the bot any more than 7.81 meters. It does seem like the Malgua is trying to get the kills, but ultimately gets killed instead, in which I would have dashed out of that room rather than back in. Right now it does seem like UNH has control of the bot, pushing it farther than the enemy team could. It does seem like the Genji just wants to hold up here. Ooh, and the Genji... Whoa. She really just clears the playing field right there. At least with the McCree. Damage off everywhere else. Does look like Winston is making sure the enemy team can't push up anymore. Making sure that he is also peeking the windows, which the Lucio has coverage of. But you don't want the Genji. Does look like Genji did get slapped and also killed, which is not good. Well, for the enemy team. Does seem like UNH is holding their ground here, making sure that the enemy team can't hold them while they are being picked off. Only 2 people have been picked off. Are still sorry. They are still holding their ground. Sorry. Right. Now it does seem like you ooh, they switched to Jungle Queen. That's actually really good to switch to because she has honestly I love her kit mainly because it does bleed damage. Bleed damage is the best because one, you can honestly just target multiple people, hit them all, and just take care of one of them at a time, or all at the same time if you hit all of your shots and everything at once. It does seem like UNH is making sure the enemy team is a little held up, more on their side of the playing field. Ooh, there's a Tracer making sure the backline is cleared out with the Genji. Does seem like they are going to take care of both healers here and the Jungle Queen. If I'm reading the top corner correctly. Not the Jungle Queen. Who was that? I did not read that correctly. Mainly because there's Warden and the play. I honestly saw blue hair, so I thought it was. Oh, it was our Anna. Blue hair, blue hoodie. Anyways, it does seem like the enemy team does have ways to get the point here. There was a interesting Olaf from the Junker Queen here, mainly because she got antied and slept immediately and got killed. Ooh. And there was that Tracer ult. The Tracer ult was a lot better than the Junker Queen ult, I will say that much. Huh. Although UNH is making sure the enemy team cannot take English steal this point away from them. While the tracer, ooh, the tracer did get the Brigida. While she's also pursuing the Ana. Ana is dead. There should have been, yeah, Genji's also dead. I was gonna say there should have been another one. Does seem like UNH is holding here, or now taking control. With Genji being caught up by the Tracer, he's making sure she cannot move anywhere, but she's also making sure that he's standing, not kind of still, but still enough to the point where she could get away with her dashes. Does look like the Tracer does get taken care of after all, when the English cannot speak. Does seem like the enemy team is pushing up a little bit. They did spread UNH out a little bit here, taking more control of the point. But it does seem like we have a Genji ult and we almost have a Winston ult. Does seem like Ana did use her nano in that last team fight. So we're gonna have to see how this goes. You could do that. What the fuck? Sorry. Language. What? Fudge. Does look like Genji is popping Blade here, making sure that the enemy team is cleared. He kills 4 of the enemy team, clearing the field. Making sure UNH has that hold. Does look like we do have that Tracer ult and the Winston ult. UNH hiding up in the windows, making sure the enemy team can't get to them. Okay, ooh. That was a really good stick. I'm surprised it didn't die. But it did cause a lot of damage and spread apart for the enemy team here. Winston does pop his ult as well, making sure the enemy team can't do much with that. Kills the kills the Ana and looks like he's going for the Brig as well. Brig is knocked out of the playing field. Well, UNH has their Tracer gone. And Ana. Does seem like UNH still has the further control on this point, making sure the enemy team cannot go anywhere. Ooh, Genji got caught off guard and stuck on the tree rock right there. Which is never a good thing to get stuck on because it's not that easy to get out of because you have to go around so many pixels that I don't know how get you stuck. But it does seem like the Lucio is making it his way back to the point. Keeping his distance, keeping his awareness up. I am just talking. Yeah. Ooh, it does. Well, sorry. I thought the Ash was gonna Ana. I keep calling Ana Ash. I don't know why. It does seem like Ana's still alive. Jeez. Somehow Winston survived on 2 HP. Yeah, I was gonna say if I was him, I would be backing up right now. Same thing with the Genji, making sure your team is grouped up rather than spread apart and dead. It does seem like there are more trades going on back and forth between UNH and Lesley Black, as each team has players dying left and right, but not really a full team wipe in the last few team fights. Which, if there is overtime, will make for a quick and interesting team fight. But overall, if UNH honestly gets the point here, they literally all they have to do is get off the point, not push at all, and they win the game with 35 seconds left. But with the enemy team having the control they have right now, there is enough time for them to go into overtime and clear their own victory. But it does look like UNH has control of the bot, in which I would stop moving because you have 10 seconds left and you're pushing it closer to the enemy team, which could get them the point. Yeah, they're right there. I would stop pushing the bot. And it's overtime. I would have stopped pushing the bot a while ago, just so that there wouldn't be overtime. Because as you could see here, they basically pushed it to the point where the enemy team caught up, is now clear in the battlefield and pushing the bot. If they stopped pushing the bot, it wouldn't have gone into overtime, and they would have secured their victory because the team wouldn't have been as close as they were to the bot by the time overtime came. But it does look like UNH is pulling things together, making sure the enemy team is more spread out and in the back rather than up front with the bot, securing a nice clean team wipe just for the victory here. And that is a UNH point. And I'm pretty sure that is also a UNH victory for varsity.
Play of the game.
Thank you for watching.